Whammy Grammy, Tyler.
Happy New Year, Al. Or will
Happy
be.
New Year. New Year's Eve. You having a
Happy
cold
end
one?
of year. How about that? Yeah, man.
I thought we were popping
Eve
bottles.
podcast. Oh, shit. I have one in there, but
I
the
might
old lady
have...
would be bummed if I pop before she gets home.
True. I'm just celebrating, you know? I'm a little underdressed, so I figure, come prepared with the alcohol.
It's New Year's, man.
Should I try to break something?
Yeah, you have a bunch of cameras. You can break a couple of those.
Holy shit.
But he literally flipped his lid.
Yeah. I have a cool glass, too.
I can't see it. Oh, that is cool.
I don't think it's actually made for drinking. I think it's like a decorative thing. I don't know how much to pour in either.
Yeah, it's super classy. You don't use a nice glass like that. You just pour it till it's full and then you just drink it down.
Okay. So how's it going?
Man.
How's your New Year's Eve treating you?
Just crazy. Like work today and then doing this now. It's just been a roller coaster.
Damn. Yeah, big one this year for sure.
What the fuck are you wearing? Like a electrician union t-shirt? What is that?
It's a Blue Tile Lounge skate shop t-shirt.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like what you said, but not really.
You're not wearing a tuxedo that you stole from a rental place 13 years ago.
I used up all my nice clothes last week. I don't want to wear them again.
Yeah, you and some comments made me feel inadequate. So.
Yeah, one from Kieran Strobel, I noticed.
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Anyways, you got any New Year's resolutions planned?
I don't really usually do that too hard, but I did make a 35 and 35 list, like for my birthday a couple of months ago, of kind of things to do over the course of my 35th year.
Oh,
so that's
better
like
than
that.
That's way better than New Year's resolutions.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes.
Have you ticked anything off yet?
I ticked off a couple. I can't remember what they are.
Anything you can share, or are they private?
No, I can share it. I haven't ticked this one off yet, but one of them is get high.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I remember you were chatting about that the other day.
Yeah, get high on pot.
Yeah, something you've never done.
I've done it like when I was a kid, but like I want to do it like, okay, no drinking, just like smoke
Yeah,
weeds.
never like sober to weed high.
Exactly. You know,
That's pretty cool.
Get that sobes high. Another one is do a backflip on a snowboard.
That's also cool.
I used to be able to do it when I was a kid, but now I can like not ride one very much, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Nice. Those are fun.
What about you there, big dog?
I got nothing. I'm not much for New Year's resolutions.
Oh, I forgot one of the biggest ones was do a podcast. So that one I checked off.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Checked off. Whammy Grammy.
I'll have to go back and check it though. I hope I didn't do like a successful podcast that people like. Because then I'll take
That doesn't happen. That doesn't happen automatically though. You know, you gotta build your audience. You gotta take your time.
Yep.
Whatever.
It's hundreds, if not thousands, of cold ones before you get to that point.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So for something a little different this week, we've put together a little bit of a best of the year kind of highlights, some questions, some answers. Do you have a name for this segment that we're doing here?
Is it best of like the whole year in general or friend section year? Because friend section has only been around for like a couple of weeks.
You know what it is. You know the answer to that.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
No, I don't know. We just like want to talk about some of the stuff that happened in skateboarding this year. Not so formal.
I thought we'd make it more formal based on kind of the way that you're dressed, but
well, just
whatever.
because I dress this way, like I still party. I'm still cash.
Okay, so should we start it off with our best or favorite video of the year?
Sure. Hit it out.
You want to go first?
No, I want you to go first.
Okay, this one is tough. Nothing that really stood out, but I think for me, the cons video, Seize the Seconds, the one that just recently came out, is my top video of the year.
What was the credit again? Composed by.
Oh, the composed by.
It was a great composition.
That doesn't ruin it for me. But
no, it came in the end.
Whoa. Yeah, I don't know. It was tough. There's there's the Death Wish video and I don't know what
do
other.
you define a video as these days?
Yeah, because it is short. Yeah, it is
not
only
even
2
that.
parts.
I just mean in general, because if you're counting like full videos, there was maybe like 2.5.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the one that came to mind.
Yeah, I would call it anything more than a part. Yeah, that one was good. I can't
What
really
was
remember.
your answer? What was your choice?
I mean, the Death Wish probably is the one, but the other ones that maybe are a little more under the radar would be I like that former cheap perfume video. If you remember.
Oh yeah.
It was just Austin Gillette and Anderson. Not Mike Anderson, the brother Anderson.
Oh right. Yeah. Did you ever watch that
Jake
Untitled video by Michael Nicholas? It was just like a bunch of guys that you've never heard of at all.
Maybe. Was it like LA?
I think so. Yeah, just a bunch of like random like young guys that were all like really fucking
I think
good.
I watched it.
That was like the only other one that when I was like actually going through stuff and trying to find like a real answer, that was the only other thing I thought of.
Well, I thought that sick Lottie's video came out this year, but it was last year. So I was gonna say that one.
Mm-hmm.
The only other one that really stood out, I liked that. You probably don't remember. It was a Vans Europe video called Tom's Tales.
I never watched it. I do remember that.
Oh man, it was sick. Yeah. But like overall, like other stuff that came out was like Green came out. That's like 2 parts. It was fine. Like Damn It All, but that wasn't really my fave Zero video.
So what? Yeah, that one, like, it was a full video, but like the way I watched it was in parts online, so it didn't feel like a full video.
But that was like one of the only ones that actually had like 7 parts.
Yeah. So speaking of parts, what's your favorite part? So single part that dropped this year.
I mean, just like best part is that Mason Silva Spitfire part probably. Like as far as you're going, like that's just insane. But more of a like, what were my favorites? I like that Cookie Colburn part, that like Cobra Man Heatwave part.
Oh right,
that one was really good. And I like that Frankie Villani part. Not the one in. Or did he have
the
a
new one?
Primitive? What was it called? A One Big Mess. It was like his standalone part.
Yeah, like the one that recently came out.
Yeah, but not in that Primitive video. And I'm not a huge Frankie Villani fan, but I rewatched that today. It's so good.
Yeah, I thought one that was like kind of maybe only forgotten because it feels like it's old now because it came out I think in February was that Bobby DeKaiser Quasi part. It was all VX.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about
that one's really that's one part that I hadn't rewatched it for a while, but when it was new I rewatched it a handful of times, and I can't really say that about like very many other parts that came out this year.
Does he have like a cab flip over a block in that video? Is that like his ender or something? I can't remember. Okay.
Yeah. I just remember the one thing that like I remembered before going back to watch it is he kickflips over a fence to manual on like a normal sidewalk, but it's filmed like so crazy. It's really good. That's a good part.
It's a VX part? Because that, I watched a lot of shit today trying to refresh myself for the year, and holy fuck, we gotta stop filming SD. Like, especially long lens, when I'm going from like nice, well put together, well filmed HD parts to like watching these SD things, I'm like, holy fuck, this looks like shit.
I get that, but I don't think that I think it's still got its place.
And I love, like, you can't really beat,
like, until there's a proper, easy, cheap 4x3 HD, I'd rather, not all the time, but sometimes would rather see just VX over HD.
And I'm never, like, each one can be good. I think it's because I was, like, watching so much and going back and forth, because I don't normally notice. Like, a full video, all VX, if it's, filmed well, you won't notice. But I was looking at them like, what are we doing with some of these clips? But
it also depends, like, on who's filming it, on the, like, specific camera that they have. Like, some VXs now just look like absolute shit. Like, if you watch, like, there's one that comes to mind. There was, like, a Carlos Ribeiro VX part that came out, like a primitive thing a couple months ago that was, like, so well filmed. Or, like, the new, like, TJ Rogers one that came out.
Yeah.
And then you compare that to, like, Damn It All or something that uses, like, a shitty, like, hazy, like, old VX that just has that shitty, like,
orange and
and it's, like, foggy looking just because it's been, like, repaired poorly.
That's actually a good point. The TJ Rogers one is bad.
Yeah. I think it just depends.
It's funny when you say like Carlos Ribeiro, where I'm like, that's a guy that should be only HD. Like you're like, nah, it's too clean. Shouldn't be SD.
Yeah, kind of. I don't know. I don't know why that one came to mind because I just remembered the day that this is kind of a shitty story, but the day it got posted online, it was like, yeah, whatever. Okay, so
wait, one other part actually that was great that you might remember is really quick. Tea and Biscuits. Do you remember that mini ramp part that came out? It was just like these guys walked through this doorway into this indoor mini ramp, and it was the sickest thing ever.
Was it a guy's part or was it like a montage?
It was two guys for like 7 minutes. It was like cheese and crackers.
So I wouldn't count that as a part.
Okay, well then never mind. I take it back. Fuck it.
Company that you're the most surprised is still in business.
DGK probably.
Really?
I mean, maybe there's a more obvious one. But yeah, like everyone left, and like every time I see anything that's DGK, I'm always like, "You're still a company." Like I don't know who's on that company that is sick and is actively skating a lot.
Off the top of my head,
yes,
couldn't tell you other than the Cajun Gypsy.
There you go. You didn't even like. I said actively skating a lot. It like
he is
Dane Vaughn.
Buddy, have you seen his Insta?
By the way, I only know who the Cajun Gypsy is because of how much you talk about Dane Vaughn.
Yeah, because he's his part in that one DGK video, Parental Advisory. That part actually fucking slaps. That part is so good. You probably don't remember it, but you should rewatch it.
Because Bill and I were in Phoenix at the time, and we like paid to like get the video, and we were like, kind of wish I could get that.
That part, I love that part. That part in that video and Wade's part, and then there's a guy that has like big circas on that have like the like tags still on them. Those are cool too.
There you go. Dane Vaughn, who doesn't skate a lot, guy whose name you can't remember, and Wade, who's not on the team anymore.
Well, I was just talking about that video. I don't even know who's on it otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know.
But whatever.
What about you?
I think Flip. That was the one that came to mind. Like
that they're still in business.
I see DGK boards and I see people like on Instagram or whatever skating them or like being down with them and stuff. But other than the people on Flip, I haven't seen anyone skate a flipboard in years. I haven't seen anyone like interested. Like their videos are kind of their team's like good.
Did
for
people
sure.
ever like even when Sorry and all the Sorry videos coming out, I didn't know anybody that was really skating flipboards.
I
like
that's all I skated as a kid.
Really?
Everyone that was my age when I was like starting skating, that was like the number one. At least in like my friend group that was only like 5 people.
Yeah, well Flip just doesn't have like, it's not like Arto, Rolly, Appleyard anymore. It's like
these days it's like Berger
Lucas Rebello and some other dudes. I'm like, who the hell are these people?
Yeah, the people that like I don't know who they are. But then there's like David Gonzalez and Luan's still on it.
Yeah, Luan's the sickest.
Yeah,
that's a good point. Like I wouldn't expect to be out of business, but they're not what they once were.
I just can't. Sure. I just like. I'm sure there are places somewhere where people are buying flipboards. And same with DGK boards. Like there has to be otherwise how would they exist?
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking Flip overseas and in like a lot of other countries probably does better.
Maybe, no idea.
What do you think was the gnarliest slam? That's a pretty crazy one, and it's really
I couldn't think of any.
Comes in your mind. Really?
Nothing came to mind. Like the first thing that came to mind was well, it's not even good slams. Like nothing. As soon as you say whatever you're thinking, I'll be like,
okay, not even gnarly. It's like, what was your favorite slam?
I can't think of anything other than Mason Silva like really sacking that board slide in the new part.
But then he lands it the same day.
Yeah, but it's pretty good sack because his feet are really dangling.
Oh yeah, he really sacks it well.
I couldn't think of anything else. Like I couldn't think of any like crazy gnarly slams.
The only like what jumped out at me, I was like, oh yeah, that Gabbers one where he tries to gap back 50 the rail that Milton gap lips and he gets taken out on a stretcher.
Yeah, I scrolled when we were like thinking up these answers. I like was like skimming through parts and shit, and then I like opened up Hall of Meat to like Instagram page to see if there's something, and like half of them are like blurred out because they're too fucked, and the other half is like people holding their like limp broken arms and shit. Good. Yeah, I just gave up on that one.
Any of these things when you're thinking it's fucking impossible. You're like, what have I seen recently? What's like, oh man, there's too much shit out there. Just like So you got to go with like what just pops in your head, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, the best kickflip that you've seen this year. I thought of two.
So that one,
I feel like we thought of the same one.
Well, no, because at first I was like really struggling. I'm like, I don't want to just pick anyone. So the first one I thought of was a switch flip, and it was that Gustav Tonnesson one from Reverb, where it's this little like brick step up, like it's this bank like this.
Oh
long,
yeah.
And it was like pretty insane looking. That was the first one I thought of. But then the other one, I was like, fuck, this isn't even this year. I don't care. And it was, do you remember? It's just an Instagram clip. It was Grant Taylor off a curb cut over like a recycling bin.
I don't know if I ever saw that.
Well, you'll put the clip up here. You definitely did, and it's the sickest. I'm gonna send to you. Anyway, it was this year actually. So
I'm surprised you didn't think of Taylor Kirby's over that like massive street gap.
That one was
because you like sent me that thing about it afterwards.
I sent you it.
Yeah, you sent me something on Insta.
Send you shit.
Doesn't matter. You did, but
yeah, that
was the first one that came to mind. That, and the only other kickflip I could remember was John Dixon in his America part over like a massive bump to bar. That like it was not even a bump to bar. It's like a bump over like ledge thing.
That one that made Silva frontside flip. Yeah.
Did he do that?
Yeah, that's what I was like.
I don't remember that.
The kickflip looks so insane. Yeah, I know that one. Well, it's so hard because I'm like, you just have to watch parts because I wasn't even thinking of like what's the sickest one done, but there's so many cool kickflips. I was like, there's gotta be some ones where people land all funny feet. Like I like the weird ones. I just couldn't really think of a ton. Oh man, I really should send you that clip. That Grant Taylor one is cat's ass.
Yep. But that's not from this year. Also, you just said.
No, it is. I thought it was so old, but it was from this year, so it counts and it's awesome. What was? Nice. Hang on, I gotta look at the list. Who's your Canadian?
So who?
Oh, go on.
I was gonna just get out the biggest comeback of the year, comeback story.
Man, and I was trying to think.
There's an obvious one. I couldn't think either, and then I'm like, oh,
that's it.
Obviously.
I'm like, I don't want to just fill it in with anyone, and I was like,
it's obviously Brandon Turner.
Oh, that's a pretty good one. Yeah.
Like he'd been skating a bit the last couple of years, but nothing like the switch hard flip.
I guess it's all this year because he had like 2 parts this year, right? Because there's 2 Skate Mafia videos. Yeah, and then especially the switch hard. That's a good one. Okay. Yeah.
I don't like. There's nothing else. Like I couldn't think of anything, and then I was just like, it's so obvious.
You could be like Forrest Edwards because he had a part for a company, but he's always skating. Like there's not. Yeah, I thought there'd be like one that would really pop into my brain, but I couldn't think of that. Was a good one. I mean, jorts were a big comeback. Not a good one, but
yeah. Canadian Skater of the Year, is that what you were gonna ask?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's your?
I want to hear yours first.
Can Saudi. That one's tricky. I would say probably Leon Chapelain. Probably. Everything he does is usually pretty sick. Everything he's in is like noteworthy, or I'm like sick. It's cool spots, cool trick. He doesn't just do a lot of like meh blah bullshit. He's pretty sick.
That's a really good one. I thought Xander Mitchell, for a similar kind of reason, where like everything you see of him on Insta is like so good. Plus he had 2 parts, like full parts. He had that one, that intervention one that just like came out of nowhere the other day. He like posted it on Instagram, and then the next day like Free Skate Mag posted it with like a title and everything. And then there was a Volkswagen part a couple months ago.
What's that?
It's some full-length video from Montreal where he's got, I think,
you're definitely not wrong. That dude, everything I see is sick. I saw some shit the other day where it's like on his lunch break and he just does 1,000 tricks over that ledge and like on that out ledge. I was like, holy fuck. Yeah, that guy's sick. The other one, and it wouldn't be like, best of the year is just one great part. And he might not be Canadian. I'm asking you, do you remember that dude's part, that Jesse Boudreau? It was called Purple Gold.
Yeah,
is he Canadian?
Yeah.
Because he had a ton of Canadian spots.
So.
And
I think he lived there for a bit, or like just went there for a trip or something. Yeah, I don't think he's actually Canadian.
There was a lot of Canadian,
but I do remember that.
And it sounds pretty French-Canadian name. It's got an EAU at the end. Oh, that part was fucking sick. Okay, so he's out.
I think so. I could be wrong too. I'm not too sure.
That one I was struggling with a bit. Like, there's a bunch of guys I like, but I feel like, I mean, obviously it's a pandemic year, but like the ones you'd be like, oh, like Sasha was pretty quiet this year. Like Spenny puts out a ton of shit.
There's like obvious one. Like the first thing I thought of was Spenny, just because it's like overall he's just like
you could say Spenny and it wouldn't be weird. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I was really trying to think. Ryan Siemens also came to mind because he had that Welcome to Jenny part, and then he also had a part with the backsmith that we watched last week.
Oh yeah.
But that went online on the, I think it was Free Skate Mag or like one of those websites on like January 2nd or some shit. But it was on Angelo's Instagram like 2 days before, so it was technically 2019.
There was a couple of things I was looking at, I'm like, this isn't this year. Okay, fuck.
Yeah, that was like that passport video, Kitsch, was like very, very end of 2019, like almost like on New Year's.
Yeah, even I thought Baker 4 was this year, which overall I'm like, was pretty whatever. But like, no, that was the year before. Yeah, but T-Funk's part was like the sickest. And
right, because they uploaded everything to the Thrasher page.
I think they did. Yeah,
but it came out last year.
Yeah, because like T-Funk's part, especially he had, I don't even know if it was his last trick, but it's like bump
the frontside wall,
super
right?
gap. Yeah, where I'm like, that's the sickest trick. And he bombs down a hill through like a set of a movie.
Premiered November last year.
Yeah, that movie was it was okay. Who was the most absent this year? Who was a little disappearing act?
My answers are no good, really.
There aren't no good.
The two that I thought of are Shane O'Neill. I just would have liked to see like a real full good part this year from him, because it's only been like clips and April videos.
He's around. I just watched right before this Instagram of his like Switch double tray down Santa Monica.
Yeah, and
he has to pin a comment at the top. It's a red Thrasher Skate and Destroy hat because it looks like he's wearing a mega hat, and I guess everyone's just so ripping him. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I guess he's still like. I thought of it as absent as being like no real like parts or like features in videos or something.
Yeah, like, well, it's funny because I thought of Nigel, but I'm like, he's doing everything.
That's the other one that I wrote down, where I was like, he's like active on Insta and like posting really fucked up clips there, but like as far as like actual like coverage, like proper coverage, I guess like Instagram these days is proper coverage, but I don't know. I don't know that one, the answer.
Yeah, I had a few. Definitely. Like, this one, I mean, I guess it's been a few years now, but I was like, where the fuck is Slash? Did he just make his St. Archer money and just, like, retire, I guess?
I think well, like, I don't know exactly what happened, but he was posting some really gnarly shit on Insta for a while.
Like, gnarly being weird, you mean?
Yeah, gnarly, like, possible mental health issue or something, and then went, because it was like really active. I don't really know exactly the details. It was a very popular topic on Slap at the time.
There you go. Okay.
But
yeah, because I mean, I heard
he made like
he
went quiet,
a milli off that St. Archer's hill, and then I was like, maybe just like, cool, skateboarding is fucking terrible as a career. I'm out.
Yeah, there's other like obvious people that just haven't been like around for so long, that like Gino is like still sponsored and like pro, and Guy Mariano and like those guys. And like,
well, I had on my list was the entire Numbers team, like Mariano, Costin, fucking Jon Snow looking motherfucker. I don't know, like you don't see those guys much.
Oh yeah, Antonio Durao. Actually, I like that guy.
If they're still a company, I changed my earlier answer to Numbers. How are they in business?
Yeah, I don't know. Are they still around?
I don't know. They had the fucking most heinous boards. I mean, they had Miles Silvis, but he jumped ship, obviously.
I got a box one time. Numbers, boards, and shirts.
Was it that fucking terrible martini glass board or whatever?
No, I don't remember what boards they were. I could like probably try to find a photo.
Rip-off or whatever.
No, it was when they were like super new. And like so fucking dope.
Doubt it, but yeah, I mostly just like had people that were like, I like to see them. I had like Don Vanderlinden and like Nick Basario, who I've both seen a little of something just recently, but mostly I'm like, I like those dudes. I want to see more shit.
Yeah.
But hey, what was the biggest team switch or Spano switch?
The only one I could think of was Cater leaving Vans.
I thought of Reynolds joining Vans, but that might be the year before. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember when that was official. Was Tony Hawk getting on Vans this year too?
Ooh, that's a pretty big one. It would have been bigger if he didn't do the pit stop at Lakai. But
that's true. How do I find...
God, do you remember his Lakai shoe there? That was the ugliest thing I've ever seen in the world.
They're pretty ugly.
Like every shoe has to look like a Hawk Shoes audio mashup.
Yeah. Reynolds on Vans was this year. Tony Hawk.
Actually, yeah, because he was riding
was.
for a long time and everyone knew it, and then they only like made it official.
Yeah, it was made official like this summer.
As I say these things,
then,
I want to care, but I don't care that much about this shit. I'm like, what's the biggest team?
Me neither.
Like, especially in 2020, like when everyone just hops around, it's like doesn't really matter. Or
yeah, it's like interesting, kind of. I think it like matters to like the younger skaters, but
I think it. Yeah, and you're right, but I think even more when people stuck around longer, and especially like shoes or whatever, who cares? Like it's more like, oh my god, buddy left Toy Machine to get on Plan B or
Foundation.
Whatever. Foundation is. I'm surprised you didn't say them for like still in business, eh?
Yeah, I don't know. There's you could name 20 companies that are like a perfectly good answer for that question.
Board companies, it's like you can slim down and be cheap enough to stay in business. That's the only reason like a lot of these still are is like
if you have a cool enough team, you can just like make enough t-shirts and sell t-shirts and like make money off that or something. But uh-oh. Okay, before we get to the end here.
Oh fuck, this flew by.
Yeah, we went a week without a challenge and I got a lot of feedback
I know
about not having one. Should we try to quickly brainstorm here about something that we can
what do the people want to see us do?
I don't know.
All skating ones at this point basically have to happen in our ramp, which is like I don't know.
That's okay.
Sure.
It's possible to do a crook indie grab nollie flip out on the ramp. So anything's possible.
Anything's possible. I don't know. So you can.
I don't know what. I couldn't think of anything. I really don't know.
I don't know, man.
You got nothing in mind either?
No, because the other ones all just kind of came up. We didn't really plan it, so it's a lot of pressure.
I know. I haven't had anything like come to me about it. Well, fuck it. No challenge then.
No challenge, guys. Sorry.
Leave some comments. Let us know what types of challenges you want to see, and maybe we'll select one midweek and then just like have it in next episode.
We could. Doyle.
Yeah.
Do you have any 2021 skateboard resolutions? Do you have any goals, aspirations?
Nah, I did that the last couple of years, or this year or last year or something, and didn't complete. So now
do a back lip, was it right?
Do a back lip on a flat bar and do a street handrail. Street handrail, I think will still happen. Back lip, I think I'm just giving up on.
They're scary.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just I just don't want to ever fall. So why would I try that? Because I'd fall if I tried.
Back lips and handrails are almost exclusively falling.
Yeah, I think there's some rails out there that I think I could do, but it's still just not something I want to just say that I want to do by the end of the year because I already failed that last time I said it.
Okay, how about you take a cold one with your feet and you lay back and you pour it in your mouth, holding it with your feet.
Okay, insert photo of me doing that in Costa Rica earlier this year.
You've already done that?